how big the world chaos really is, and how it is very successful this chaos is in getting done what its owners want. The people who are promoting this chaos and violence and political unrest around the world have an agenda. They have an idea that they want to accomplish. And they're using the people to slowly but surely, ultimately, one day, bring about what they have been working for many, many years. So it's just an incredible story that I would like for you to know that there is an answer to it. And I've been working on this same subject for many years. And I've had a lot of notes I wanted to talk with you about tonight, but I'm not doing too well. I don't feel well tonight, so I'm not going to be able to get into a lot of the details. But if you are interested in this subject about secret societies and use of symbols and emblems right now today, in America today, on the streets, and what's going on at this very moment in France and in Europe, and look at the symbols and words and the terms, and you'll see how they're all connected behind the scenes. So if you're interested, I have, as I said, a second website on my website called Jordan Maxwell Show, jordanmaxwellshow.com. And on my jordanmaxwellshow.com, you will see another website. It's called Research Society. And again, all that is just a second website in which I am putting all of my research into private. I've been told by some lawyer friends of mine that, and I knew some of this many years ago, but I've been told that if you belong to an organization, a society, a group, a church group, or a social group, or a club, or a gang, or whatever, and if you belong to this club, or group, or church, or society, you can, if you go to where your people meet, into a church or a clubhouse or wherever it is that you meet, you are able to say anything about anybody using any kind of language you please, and there's nothing anyone can do about it. It's like you going to a restaurant with your friends, and about 10 of you go to a restaurant, and you sit in the back of the restaurant and you're talking around a big table, everyone's talking. Well, what is being said there at that table is private. No one else has a right to come in and sit and listen to what's being said with you and your friends over dinner. It's a private conversation. And as long as everybody at the table doesn't mind, you can use any language you want. No matter how bad the language, no matter what you're calling people, you can use any language you please because it's a private conversation. And governments are empowered to protect the people. Governments are empowered to protect the people. That means that whatever it is you're saying in private, no matter how bad it may be, no matter what kind of cursing or what terms you're using for other people, it's private conversation. But if you go out on radio and television or in the public and start talking that way in the public, that's different. Now you're talking to the public, and the government is empowered to protect the public. And so now the government can come in and arrest you and fine you or put you in jail or whatever, because they are there to protect the people from hearing your ideas and hearing your language that you're using. So the bottom line is, I'm saying that I was told, and it was a good advice I feel, that if you're going to talk about subjects which might possibly get you in trouble, or talk about, have pictures or documents or research papers on something that you very well couldn't get in trouble talking about in public, then start a private website where people have to join the website, and only those people who join are able to access this information. Now, if someone accesses the situation, that information research society, and goes out into the public and talks about and shows some of the videos or the documents or whatever, and if they get in trouble comes because you're talking about something you're not supposed to talk about in public, it's not my fault. I put my work out in private. So, people who would take that and go public with it and get in trouble, it's not my problem. I put it out in private. So that's why I'm doing this. This is why I'm letting you know. I'm doing this with this research society to keep my work private, because I've been talking publicly for a long time, and it's gotten me nothing but heartache and tragedy and trouble and confusion, and I've lost a lot because of who I am and what I do. I've had to pay a terrible price, and I'm too old to pay that price any longer. So I want to let everyone know that I have on my home page, my website is Jordan Maxwell Show, but on that home page you will see a Research Society website, and if you're interested in all the kind of things that I talk about, I've got it all on that research website. It's only $30, one-time $30 subscription for a lifetime subscription. And I continue to put up on and upload onto that website continually, daily, all kinds of documents, pictures, audio, just an enormous amount of information in many different categories, and they're all itemized in different categories, so that there's just a lot there that it will take you, a long time to just go through all sorts of information and dark subjects that a lot of people do not even know exist. One of my favorite sections of that research website is the theology and religion, because there is so much in theology and religion, cults, from Jehovah's Witnesses, Mormons, Seventh-day Adventists, Christadelphians, Worldwide Church of God, the Communist Party. My God, there's just an enormous amount of information about Judaism, Islam, Christianity that people have no idea in the world about. Where these ideas have come from, where these concepts in different religions have developed, what the real story is behind the scenes of where these things have come from. So I'm particularly interested and fascinated with that subject of theology and religion. So I've got a lot of material on that, but I also have a lot of stuff in special folders on very controversial research documents about government, about banking, and about law, and it's a whole world of information. So just letting you know, because I don't know how long I will be able to do radio. I don't know how long I'll be able to continue doing the work that I do. So I just want to let everyone know what's there now while it's still there. Because with my life, I never really know what's going to happen tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to be doing radio next month or even be here next month at my age. My heart is bad, and I'm 76 years old, and it's so I don't figure I'll be here much longer anyway. And so I do the best I can to put the material out and hope that everyone who's interested will avail themselves of it. So that was one of the things I wanted to talk about, at least let you know that I've got 2 new videos, brand new videos. I've just got through just putting them out today on the web, and they're on my website. You can order them. One is called Cosmocrats. The word is actually Cosmocratorus, but I narrowed it down to Cosmocrats. Cosmos means world, and crats means ruler, like Democrats and plutocrats. So crats means ruler and cosmos means world. So the subject matter of my video is called World Rulers. Cosmocrats. Who are they? Where did they come from? What organizations and secret society do they belong to? and what's really behind the American elections and the international banking cartels in America and Europe. What's really going on in Germany and France right now and in Europe. And what's the real story behind the symbols and the emblems and national coats of arms and flags and heraldry and corporate logos. The whole world is connected in a dark way that you're not aware of. And I've been aware of this for many years. I've been trying to wake people up to the fact that the whole entire world is connected behind the scenes in a way that you didn't know. Corporations, companies, governments, universities, law enforcement, banking, real estate, all of it is connected behind the scenes in secret societies and subversive movements. It's one hell of a story once you begin to really go down the rabbit hole, so to speak, and take the red pill and start waking up and finding out how the world you live in really actually works and where it came from and how we got to where we are today. So that's what I do. That's what I call pattern recognition. And so that's what I've been doing all my life. And I'm continuing to do it right now because I want to leave a legacy of wisdom and knowledge and understanding when I leave here. I've always wanted to be able to enlighten people, educate my fellow man. I'm not the world's foremost, and I've said this so many times before, I'm not the world's foremost authority on anything. I'm just an ordinary man pursuing extraordinary knowledge. But one thing I do bring to the table, if anything of any value that I have, is one thing. I have been privileged in my life because of the way I have lived. I have been privileged to meet and be in the company of extraordinary people, incredibly brilliant people who know things that the most of the world has never heard before. And I've been able to sit and listen to people talking about subjects that I know the world of mankind has never heard anything about. And that's why I want to pay back to the world that I live in, give back something before I leave here. I want to give knowledge and understanding and point people in the direction to where things have come from and the words and the terms they may hear the president use and the words and the terms the Congress and the Senate may use and where these words come from and what do they really mean and how, who is behind what we call police and public policy, and all of these terms mean something. And so that's what I've tried to do all my life, is just to awaken people to do their own homework, to do their own study, and just make them aware that there is a world of knowledge out there that people don't know anything about. That's the biggest problem, just alerting people to the fact that there are incredibly important subjects that they've never been told about. So that's what I do, JordanMaxwellShow.com. And when you go there, if you want to join my research society, just click on the button. It's all very simple to tell you how to do it. Incidentally, when we're talking about banks and commerce and business, a lot of people do not know that there's a company in New York. There's a company called Depository Trust Company. The Depository Trust Company. It's just a little, just a building in New York on, it's on Water Street, W-A-T-E-R, Water Street, 55 Water Street in New York City. This is a classic example of the kind of thing I'm talking about. People talk about banks and financial institutions, but there's a place called the Depository Trust Company. It's in New York City. It's not very impressive building. And it's just a company, but what most people do not know about Depository Trust Company is it's one of the largest private banking trust companies in the world. They have $19 trillion behind them. And let's see, I'm reading right now, it said the Depository Trust Company is the world's largest